guys, hey YouTube. Pretty hot outside today in the 30s. So I went a little bit to the store today, picked up a couple things. I want to share with you guys a little project I'm going to do, a couple changes in a couple tanks. I want to show you guys what I'm going to be up to. So hang on, let me show you what I got. So I've laid everything out on the table here so you guys can see. There's a big plant that will go into the 120-gallon tank. It will be hanging on the back. I'll attach it with likely some suction cups or some other method. We'll see how that goes. I picked up some substrate. Now that will likely end up at the bottom of my 55-gallon tank. Even though it's shocking that I'm adding it much later on, I want to do it because I want to add some carpet plants in there, somehow get those going. And I feel that I need a little bit more nutrients. So I picked these up and I'll show you guys how I'm going to put that in the tank where I've already got established gravel and everything. I want to put it on the top of the existing gravel. I'll show you guys how to do that without making a big mess. Picked up a nice little used tank with an LED. I love the shape of it. I can do something with it. That's the project I'm going to be working on. And a couple small decorations. The ship will go into my neon tank. I'm excited about this little ship. It is an actual decoration for the fish tank. I love it. It's going to go in the neon tank. It'll look very nice there. And then I just picked up a nice little plant and a nice little smaller decoration. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be working on. Stay tuned. Let me show you a little bit, maybe some after shots because it's going to take some time. I don't want to do a time lapse to show you. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So this is what I'm working with. Stay tuned for the substrate. I'll show you guys for sure how I'm going to do that. But the decorations, I'll just show you guys when they're done. All right, so hang on. Let's do a little time warp and I'll show you. So the little grass and decoration went into the dragon tank here. And that will stay in there. That was easy. Let me show you guys the other one. So here's the ship. That's gone into my neon tank. And I think it looks pretty cool. The neons to me look almost like flags on the ship when they swim above it. It's pretty cool. I like it. You know, the next thing I'll probably do is I want to put a background on the back of the tank. And I might black out the sides of the tank as well. We'll see if I want to do that or not. But once there is a background in the back, this will look pretty cool. So let's look at the 120, what I've done there. Okay, so here we are at the 120. The lights are still off. So I'm using my flash here. I don't want to disturb these guys too much, not to stress them out anymore. You can see the big black angelfish is down at the bottom here, and he's doing quite well. It's all new to these guys. This plant is huge. It goes right in the middle of the tank, provides a lot of cover and separates the two sides of the tank here quite a bit. You can see Benjamin likes it already, and it goes further back. This decoration plant is really big. So fairly simple, nice little change. Another little add to the 120-gallon tank. Hopefully I can show you guys in a good light when I get my lights back up. Thanks. Okay, you guys, you would have seen the 120 now, and you would have seen the the two little 10-gallon tanks that have been updated. And stay tuned, watch the little trick I'm going to show you to put on substrate on top of your gravel. Okay, you guys, so here we are. I have a clean bucket and I have a fairly decent size, just a plastic bottle that I've been using for some water, plant watering, right? So just a nice clean bottle that I've used for a long time. And what we're going to do, not to spill this everywhere, but we're going to dump in the substrate into the bottle. So let me do that. Hang on, guys. Alright, so I have filled the bottle with the substrate and it's really full up to the very, very top. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the tank and we're going to gently introduce that into some water. Alright, let's go and have a look at that. Okay, so you see the bottle is in the tank. I have the cap on the bottle and I'll keep the cap on it. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to gently unscrew the cap, very gently, and the cap is on, but I'm releasing the air bubbles. I'm just squeezing the bottle to release the air bubbles so that the bottle is about the cap is about halfway unscrewed, so it can actually release the bubbles. That way, when you are ready to unscrew the cap, it doesn't just go all over the place because of the air. So it's got some water in there. Alright, so that's the process I'm going through. And now I've got enough water in there. Now I can unscrew the cap and not be worried that the air pressure throws all the substrate up into a big cloud of substrate. This is a fine sand substrate, so I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the tank, as close to the bottom as I can without disturbing my plants, right? So I want to get into the bottom here. Hopefully you guys can actually see that, where the roots are. So I'm trying to cover the roots and these stones around this plant as much as possible. And continue to go around here, and I can just give it a gentle squeeze whenever I feel like I need to squeeze it to put the substrate on. So it is possible to add substrate into even the most detailed places, depending on the size of your bottle, right? You can have a little bottle and you can just squeeze it into like certain areas underneath your plants. You don't have to squeeze it like I'm doing right here, making a bit of a mess. But I'm gonna do this. I have 2 bags. I've only used so far 1/3 of 1 bag, and you can see that this is not disturbing the water at all. This method is just putting the substrate down gently. No mess in the water. And all these plants really need it. And yeah, if you do it gently, I'm rushing it a little bit here for the camera, but eventually you can see this is working quite well. And I have a little bit of current going in my tank as well, which does not help, and I can shut that down. I should have shut it down for this video, but you can see that it's working regardless, right? So this is, you know, don't ever feel like, oh no, I messed up, I should have had some substrate. Well, you know, you can correct it. This is a nice little trick you guys can do, and I'm sure your plants will appreciate it. And let me just get into every nook and cranny here and just dump this substrate in. I have so much more of this stuff to add to give it a good layer. And yeah, all that will help your plants root. Just keep some roots out. Don't cover fully. Your plants, some of the roots should stick out of the substrate and of the gravel. And if you keep it at an angle, it comes out a little bit better. I'm squeezing this bottle a little bit too much because for some reason I feel like I'm in a hurry. So yeah, if you do this very gently, no problems. So watch me just continue doing this and working on this 55-gallon tank. And here's my flower horn, strawberry, high strawberry. Don't eat me. Even if the water is gently disturbed, at least there is substrate now on the top. If you guys would have noticed, my tanks originally started off with saltwater sand, and it was mostly on the other side of the tank, not on this side. So this side just has some loose gravel, and any sand that would have traveled here via the means of pleco and Cory catfish, right? So not much nutrients here, yet these plants did thrive. And I'm going to continue to improve their quality. I've already added CO2 injections, and now I'm adding on the substrate. I had a small tiny layer of soil under the gravel, but not enough. So I'm going to add this substrate, and I'll continue working on this. For a little bit here. Just going to gently get the substrate off the leaves. So yeah, I'm not disturbing the tank too much, and you can see a nice substrate layer has been formed, and it will increase in thickness as I continue adding it on. So those are the tricks, guys. That's how I would do it, and that's a very gentle way of doing it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I'll show you guys another update on the small little tank, what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to work on that for a while before that's ready. Thanks for watching.